there, Hofstra fans, and welcome to the WB Mason Coaches Report right here on GoHofstra.com. My name is Kevin Dexter. I'm joined, as always, by the head coach of the Hofstra Pride women's soccer team, Simon Riddiough. Coach, thanks for the time. How you doing?
Thanks for having me, Kevin.
Coming off your first win of the season, your opening game on Friday against Ohio State, a 2-0 victory here at Hofstra Soccer Stadium. How proud are you of the victory?
Very proud. I didn't expect it, to be honest, and the team did Hofstra proud as well as the programme, and very excited about the upcoming season now.
Well, in the first half, 0-0 going into the second half of play, your team didn't really get many chances on net against Ohio State, but coming in, picking up those couple of goals in the second half, one with a little bit of a lucky bounce from Sam Scolarici, and then Riddiough off the free kick from the side. What did you really see in getting the offense built up and getting those two in the back of the net?
It was almost a matter of belief. I think the first 25 minutes of the game, you're playing Ohio State, it's a big college name, a tremendous programme, great history. I think we kind of felt a little bit overburdened with it, and after we realised we could compete, I think the girls started to relax and actually enjoy the game. Come second half, when 2 or 3 players showed tremendous composure and ability on the ball, and it just kind of infested throughout the team. And I thought we did a very confident, solid performance.
And you pick up the win without 3 of your key players really playing much of the game. Brooke Brendernagel's out, Britt Ferriello only played the last few minutes, and then Tara Kern's also not in the game. How big was it for you to be able to get a victory without 3 of your key players?
Yeah, that was our concern going into the game. You lose your 2 starting central defenders and your starting defensive midfield player, and you hoping that the freshmen and sophomores who are going to deputise can do a sufficient job, and they all stepped up fantastically, and it's left a huge decision in my head for this upcoming weekend, because it's hard not to play the same players who did you so proud the week before.
And stepping into those central defender spots, Leah Galton, the freshman, looked outstanding on Friday, as well as Erin Navarre stepped in and played a good game as well. What did you see from them? I mean, how tough is it going to make those decisions to keep them off the field now?
Yeah, they both played very well. In separate ways. Leah did a very assured performance, confident, covered a lot of ground and supported the rest of the back four very well. And Erin had a fantastic composure, ability to possess the ball. They both did a very, very good job of understanding each other. And the fullbacks, Ruby and Kaylin, was awesome to provide a little bit extra cover. They knew the situation was in, and they both came up with an experienced performance. And it's good to see when you get a back four steady themselves and play so well against a very potent offense.
Well, you had 3 freshmen who came in and played the full 90. You've already mentioned Leah Galton, but also Jill Mulholland and Chloe Dale. What did you think of them in their first full collegiate experience?
Again, whenever you're dealing with freshmen in these sort of type of games, they tend to either implode and really not do well, and you have to get them off the field quickly, or they just grow with confidence. And Chloe Dale just gradually, every 10 minutes, got 5% better. And she started playing really well by the end of the game. Jill's a beast. Jill will work hard, and she's going to do the nitty-gritty stuff. She's made for college already, and she's going to be a very, very good player for Hofstra University, as well as Chloe. But 2 different players, but they both complemented each other very well.
Well, something that was obviously a topic with your team going into the season was replacing the goal scoring of a player like Laura Green to graduation. And we know 2 players you were looking at were Sam Scolarici and Lulu Echeverry. How encouraging was it for them to be the 2 that got on the score sheet and kind of build that confidence a little bit?
Yeah, Lulu's worked tremendously hard over the summer. She's put in real effort, and we mainly started because of her work ethic more than anything else, not a goal scoring ability. And she put tremendous pressure on their back four, which allowed us more time to get the ball. And the finish was out of this world. It was a top-notch, you'd see it in the English Premier League type finish. So it was great to see her get her first career goal as a sophomore. And Sam's had a 50-50 pre-season. She's been injured with a quad injury. She's only just started getting back to her normal self. So I think she kind of was struggling a little bit with confidence coming into the game, so getting that goal, however fortunate it was, I'm sure would help her move forward and continue to be our leading goal scorer for the year.
And with all the positives you can take out of a win over a big-time program like Ohio State, what were some of the things you saw that immediately triggered, okay, this is what we need to work on in practice to get better as this season goes along?
Yeah, there's always things you need to get work on. I thought the good things were we were disciplined and the work ethic was fantastic. And they're always two very good building blocks. We could still do better on set pieces, offensively as well as defensively. We could still play a little bit smarter in clutch times of the game. We could still create better opportunities. Our build-up play was pretty solid. However, in the final third, it needs to be a little bit better. We could do with some players being a bit more selfish. We've got a lot of things to work on. Fitness is another, but we're getting there. And this time of year, we always hoping that you have a finished article, but you never do. In 2 or 3 weeks, I'm hoping by a conference start, we'll be ready to go and play as well as we can.
Ohio State, they had their chances. They had the one goal disallowed towards the end of the game, but Emily Morpheus didn't seem to be tested a ton in the game. But what did you think of her performance?
She always gives an assured confidence performance. What she does very well is organise our back four. She communicates tremendously well. She dictates rhythm of the game. She understands when to play quickly, when to kill the clock, and those traits stood out fantastically on Friday. Shot stopping, she's awesome at, but she didn't really have anything to do. She did get scored upon, but that was after the big centre forward for Ohio State ran into her. So it was good for Emily because she's been out most of pre-season. That was another reason why we had a bit of trepidation going into this game. And she came out of it confident and injury free, and now we can move forward.
Well, you look ahead for this team a while before you get to come back at home. You play St. Bonaventure all the way on September 7th. You're going to have a couple of tough, really tough actually, games on the road. So how do you look to prepare for that? And how do you look to build off the confidence you get from a win against a program like Ohio State?
Yeah, it's just one of those things. We as a program have always tried to schedule tough opponents. And this year's non-conference schedule is probably the hardest we've ever had. Starting with Ohio State. This coming weekend we play Temple, who's just joined the Big East, which is always a solid soccer conference. It's not one of the best ones. And Georgetown, who have been a traditional top 40, top 25 team in the last 3 or 4 years. So that's this weekend, and I don't want to look further beyond that, and that'll be for next week's WD Mason report. But right now we're looking at Temple on Friday, and then Georgetown Sunday. Hopefully get the job done for both games, do ourselves proud. This stage it's more about performance than results. If we can put in 2 good performances, I think the results will follow. If they don't, then they don't. We have to play really well to come out with 2 wins. We know that. There's no gimme games on our schedule this year, and I think that's when we play better. Is when we've got to actually play well to win. And even then, we might need a little bit of luck against some opponents, but that's what it is.
Well, something Ruby Stapler said after the game was, looking back to last year, you guys got the big win against Texas Tech, but you didn't have the finish that you wanted. And she said something along the lines of not letting that get to your heads, letting this one get to your heads. You echo kind of the same sentiment that even though you beat a program like Ohio State, it's still going to be tough to follow it up and have the end of the season that you want.
Yeah, as great a win as Ohio State is, it means nothing if we end up 500 in our regular season. It'll be nice in the media guide, but after that, it's not going to get us an NCAA bid. It's not going to get us a CAA championship. It's not going to get us into the CAA playoffs. So in the longer run of things, if we don't take care of business in the majority of our games, then it doesn't really mean much. However, it was a great feeling, and it was a fantastic night for Hofstra to get that result.
Well, finally, as you mentioned, you have Temple on Friday, Georgetown on Sunday, both on the road. A couple tough games down in Virginia. So what are going to be the keys to continuing this success that you had against Ohio State, building that confidence and coming away with some wins?
If we can put in the effort we did against Ohio State, the work ethic and the discipline and the ability to run throughout the 90 minutes, I think we'll have a good foundation to build on. by no means are these easy games, they're very tough games, but I know if we work hard, we'll do ourselves proud, and that's all I can really ask for.
All right, Coach, thanks for the time, Terry. Best of luck this week.
Thanks, Kevin.
And thank you for tuning in to the WB Mason Coaches Report right here on GoHofstra.com.